So one of the ways that we're using AI technology right now is we're in the process of building capability where we can take any form of content, like a form of a course, podcast episodes, whatever it may be. We can feed that into the AI capability that we're building right now as we speak. And with that, out the other side, create a fully constructed, fully designed, fully scripted quiz funnel from end to end.
Hi everyone, this is Carolina Millan and welcome to a new episode of Beyond the Hustle. And today I'm with a very special guest. He's the founder and creator of the Ask Method, Ryan Levesque. How are you, Ryan?
Carolina, it's great to be here and very excited for our conversation.
I am very excited as well. I've actually been following your work for maybe 7 years, no, longer. Let's see, 2024, 2015, like 9 years, I guess, 2015. So it's been a while. So I am very excited to have you here today. Now, for the people listening who may not be familiar, what is the Ask Method? Like, how would you explain it in a nutshell?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the ACT method is a prescribed methodology for using a series of surveys, quizzes, and questions in a very sort of specific and strategic way to better sell and better serve. And really what we focus in on when we talk about that is using some form of a quiz funnel, a survey funnel, an assessment-based funnel, where instead of trying to sell people in a one-size-fits-all answer, when someone first enters into your world, whether it's on the back of a podcast or to your website or through your social media, you begin by asking a series of questions so you can understand that person and who they are, and you recommend the best next step for them. That's not generic, but it's really tailored and customized to their specific situation. So we developed a methodology around that, which was what the Ask method is. It was first codified in my first book, Ask, which came out 10 years ago, which is crazy to think about that. 10 years ago at the time of this interview. And then since then, on the technology side of the business to build a technology solution that allows entrepreneurs and companies and marketers to implement this methodology in their business. And that technology is now known as Bucket.
I know, yeah. How would you say the Ask Method has evolved since you wrote that book 10 years ago? By the way, congratulations on the 10-year anniversary.
You know, it's so interesting, right? So technology has changed so much, right? So I'll give you one example. In the 10 years ago, it was not possible to use large language models to analyze open-ended feedback that you get over the course of time through the questions that you ask someone on your website in the form of a survey funnel or a quiz funnel that's designed to generate leads and generate customers. With generative AI, just as one example, you can now go through those open-ended responses and you can immediately identify the language patterns, the themes, and previously you needed to do that yourself or to hire someone with a linguistic background in semantic analysis and statistical analysis. It would have been a big research project. And now that capability is at every single one of us at our fingertips. So, for example, you can go back if you want to identify what are the biggest objections that people are expressing in my market? What are the biggest challenges that people are expressing in my market? Well, you would have to go through that response by response, analyzing every single one and putting people into different themes or to different buckets. Now you can literally use the power of AI to analyze that in just a few seconds. So the methodology in some ways is timeless. It's based on the philosophy of asking. It's a timeless philosophy and it's based on human nature. We want people to ask us questions. It's the way our brain engages with the world. We constantly ask ourselves questions.
Yeah.
And while that methodology and the philosophy is timeless, the technology is constantly evolving. So that's just one example of one way how things have evolved in a major way in the last 10 years.
Yeah, and that makes our job, our research at least, much easier.
Absolutely. It makes it so much more possible, is what it does. It's no longer in the realm of big companies with big budgets to be able to apply this. It doesn't matter what size your business is, you can use this in your marketing, and you can use this in your sales process.
What are some challenges you faced and lessons that you learned building your company?
So many, right? So I'll give you one lesson that I think comes to mind, and it's something that I talk about quite a bit. And it's that most people are afraid to give up good in order to go after great. What do I
Mm,
mean by that? Along the way, when you're building your business, you're going to reach certain milestones, you're going to reach certain plateaus, and you're become naturally attached to what it is that you've built. I like to talk a lot about Lego. Lego is one of my kind
yeah.
of passions. I've got two boys. We spend a lot of time playing Lego. And when you're playing Lego, and you're building all these amazing Lego creations on the table, and you're building all these different structures, at some point there's no more room. There's no more space.
Yeah.
There's no more bandwidth to put another structure. And so the only way that you can actually build something new is by taking apart something that you've built. Sometimes you've got to break what you've built in order to build something better. And I think that is something that brings up a lot of fear in entrepreneurs, where it's like the thing that you've created has gotten you to this point, but in order to get to that next level, in order to where you want to get to next, you have to break down and take apart what it is that you've built. And that's happened to us a few times in our company's history. Like, so for one example, at one point in time, we had a community with thousands of people paying a monthly subscription fee to be part of this community. And we realized that that community had gotten to a point that we could not grow it any further. We could not expand it. We
Wow.
couldn't grow it any further. We had hit this plateau. We had hit the ceiling. And we realized that in order to do what we wanted to, what we thought was the next phase of our company's growth, we had to shut that group down.
Wow.
And I remember when I shut that group down, people said that I was absolutely insane. They said, "What are you doing? Like, how can you possibly be doing that? You're literally turning away, in this case, millions of dollars in annual recurring revenue in business. Why would you do that?" And we recognized that it was something that got us to a point, but there were some inherent flaws in the way that it was structured. And the only way forward was to break what we've built to build something better.
Yeah.
And while it was scary at the time and it was a challenge at the time, it was ultimately what led us to the next phase or the next evolution in our business at that time.
Mm-hmm. No, that's and that I think it applies to our personal lives too, right? Business, and sometimes you have to tear it down, and then build it back up. I know you just mentioned AI like a little bit just now, but I really want to know how you. Well, first I want to know how you're using AI on your, it could be your company in general or your day to day, as an entrepreneur. And then I'd love to know how it has or how you think it's going to shape the future of digital marketing.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'll give you a professional context in using AI, and then I'll give you a fun personal
Yeah.
context in how we're using AI in our family. So first, professionally. So of course, AI, it's everywhere. And one of the things that we've identified in our world is we help entrepreneurs, we help thought leaders, we help businesses create lead generating quiz funnels and survey funnels. And the reason why a quiz funnel is so effective is because you're tapping into the power of self-discovery. You're asking a series of questions,
Mm.
and users learning something about themselves. You're learning about the user along the way, which is incredibly valuable data. And ultimately, it's far more effective than trying to send people through a one-size-fits-all lead magnet. You're effectively giving people a personalized lead magnet, a personalized report, results of the assessment, quiz, survey that they've taken, which is unique and powerful for them. So for all those reasons, it's very compelling to create one of these quiz funnels.
Mm.
The challenge lies within the creation. Most business owners that I speak to instantly recognize the value of creating something like this in their business, but often are then greeted with this immediate response of, well, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds hard. That sounds
That's
tricky. Like,
me.
how do I actually do that? Yeah, yeah, exactly. So one of the ways that we're using AI technology right now is we're in the process of building capability where we can take any form of content, like a form of a course,
Mhm.
a book, podcast episodes, whatever it may be. We can feed that into the AI capability that we're building right now as we speak. And with that, out the other side, create a fully constructed, fully designed, fully scripted quiz funnel from end to end.
Nice.
And we're able to take pre-existing intellectual property, pre-existing content that you've already created, and from that, using our process and what we've built, we've had 82 million people take a quiz funnel, 1% of humanity, in case anyone's counting, through our technology. So we've learned a lot along the way in terms of the frameworks and the formulas and the process for basically taking that this methodology and institutionalizing it in the form of a technology. So
Mhm.
we're able to remove the biggest blocker, which has been, how do I figure out what questions I should ask? How do I figure out what I should be giving people after they take the quiz? What buckets should I be putting people into? How should I be dividing all those questions that have been so challenging for people? We're able to now leverage AI to eliminate all those pain points, which is the thing that I'm personally most excited about in
Yeah,
our business, because when I wrote the book 10 years ago, I dreamed that this technical capability would be possible in our lifetime. And here it is
here it is.
in front of us here today. So that's the business context, right? So
Yes,
that's the business context we're really
love
excited
it.
about. Personal context. One of the things that we do, so we've got two boys, two young kids, and one of the things that we like to do is we like to read a bedtime story every single night.
Mhm.
And it's one thing to read a bedtime story that's just, a generic one size fits all story, but it's far more powerful to tap into the power of personalization. So every single night, we create and read a personalized bedtime story for each
Cool.
of our children using the power of AI. And what we do is we feed the events of the day. So we say, like, here's what happened. And what do we want to talk about? Oh, we played this game, or we went sledding, we went swimming, or, we had this funny thing that happened at dinner, or there was a challenge that I ran into at school. Just all the things that happen. We just kind of feed it into AI. And using Chat GPT in this case, and the audio input on the phone, we have ChatGPT read us a customized, personalized bedtime story every single day. And it's one of the most fun hacks that you can play with if you've got young kids, because they love it, because it's about their day. It's not just a generic day, and you can put all sorts of fun spins on it. You can say, today we want to pretend that we're a family of superheroes, or today we want to pretend that we're as a family fighting this big fiery dragon, and incorporate the events of the day in this fairy tale that we've created for ourselves. So I feel like AI is one of these incredible tools that you can use for business and you can use in your personal life in all sorts of fun and innovative ways.
Um, so I wanted to ask you about, you've had so many people use your methodology. What's one of your favorite case study of a company or client who used quiz funnels in a very unique or very cool way that you can share?
So such a great question. So there's so many that come to mind. I'll give you one that is a company that has just exploded on the back of a quiz funnel. There's several. So one of the companies, one of my classmates at Brown University, where I studied undergrad, co-founded a company called Warby Parker. So Warby Parker is a
The
company in the United States,
glasses.
familiar with it, that sells glasses, transformed the glasses industry, and used our methodology, used a quiz funnel, using our approach, using our methodology, and originally our the way that we've developed this to basically identify what type of glasses is right for you, revolutionized the eyeglasses industry. Now,
Wow.
this is years ago. Today, we take it for granted, but previously, before Warby Parker, the idea of just ordering glasses online, having them shipped to you, and returning the ones that aren't a good fit, that was very foreign. You had to go to a store, you had to try the glasses on. So
Yeah.
that was just a completely disruptive approach. I'll give you another example. There's a client, a reader, a company called Noom, Noom. They are a company that has a very extensive ask method assessment that they use as their intake process to figure out what your biggest weight loss and health challenges are, to create a customized set of weight loss and health tips based on your specific situation. So customizing the entire health journey. I'll give you another example. Proactive is a skincare company in the United States. They use an ask method quiz funnel for figuring out what skincare product is right for you, under the sense that we all have different skin qualities. Your skin is different from my skin.
Hmm.
And depending on, how oily your skin is, dry your skin is, your skin tone, the different characteristics of your skin, the pH balance of your body, that's largely going to determine and drive what skincare regimen is right for you. So there are all these very practical cases of businesses that are using this. I'll give you one more. There's a company called Loan Builder, which is a business that I was part of to help figure out what type of business funding solution is right for your business. There are a million ways that you can raise money for your business. Which approach is right for you? So created this program, this product called Loan Builder, which is an ask method assessment to figure out what type of business funding solution is right for you. PayPal bought that company
Oh,
for over $180 million
wow.
just because of the process and the data and how effective
Wow.
that entire business became. So, I mean, I could go on and on and
Yeah.
on and on, but there are just like eyeglasses to business loans to weight loss to skincare. There are examples in hundreds of industries of all types of products and services at all different price points.